Hi, I hope y'all are having a great day. Today I'm going to give you a demonstration of how to access our online payroll platform to run your employees' payroll. You log on to arredondocpa.com, and here you have two options of accessing our portal. You click on online payroll, or you access our link here at www.managepayroll.com, or just typing it here in the URL. In this example, we will click on our link of online payroll, which will then ask us for our user ID and password. You will be provided with this information by our office to log on to your online account. Once you log into your account, you will have access to your employees' information. Once you log into the account with the password that was provided and the user ID, you will click on Payday to enter the employee's information. The type of check is always regular checks. The pay period is something that is very important for you to always make sure you pick the correct one, since you have a list of dates that apply and that you always have the correct pay date. This information will be pre-programmed according to the information worksheets that you submitted for your employees with their respective compensation information and pay periods and pay dates. In this example, I will pick a future date or any date that I want, and I will generate a check for this employee. We just have one employee here just for the purposes of simplicity, but you will show all your employees listed out on this page. Let's just say, for example, that we're paying this employee 40 hours and 2 hours of overtime. And we say we will give you $10 of bonus and $35 of commission in the event that you have a payment arrangement with a salesperson or something that may apply to commissions. Then you would create a paycheck by clicking Create Paychecks. This will generate a preview screen in which you can verify the information before finally approving your checks by clicking on Approve Paychecks. Let's assume that everything is correct. I would just click on Approve Paychecks. If I see that there is an error, I can click View and Edit, or I can delete the check and start the process all over by clicking on the trash bin. In the example, I will assume that everything is correct and click Approve Paychecks. Once I click that, I will see View and Print. By clicking that button, I will generate a PDF copy of the check that will be the check stub that will be issued to the employee. I want to make a note that on the first time you run payroll, you will get a notice saying that what kind of stub do you want to print out. If you do get that notice, always select QuickBooks compatible check stubs and press OK on that screen and the following screen. You will only be asked that once. Moving on to this example, if you click on View and Print, you will be able to see the check stub on which you'll see the employee's name, information, compensation, deductions and taxes that apply, and the net amount, which you will then handwrite on a check that you have. You will print 2 pages, one for your records, one for the employee as a check stub, and you will handwrite the check to issue to the employee to take to their respective bank. I want to give you an additional example of the payday. Let's just say that we do a payday for this employee. Again, we select the regular check, the pay period. Let's just pick a back date for the sake of the example, and we put 40 hours. We do this employee will have deductions, so we would click on check details. This is the only instance where check details becomes very important. Let's say the employee owes you $10. You would expand that by clicking on check details and entering the hours here, 40 hours, 2 hours of overtime. Then we would put the bonus $10, $35 of commission, and then here we would get the $10 loan repayment from the employee, And let's just say they had Blue Cross Blue Shield as health insurance, and we would put the amount that is deducted on their check, and we would then create the check, which then we would have to approve by going to the approve window. So we would go to approve by clicking on the link. Here it's the same sample as the previous one, where you verify everything is correct. You can view and edit, or you can delete by pressing on the trash bin. But in this case, let's assume that everything is correct, and we press on approve paychecks. You can also just do the same thing you did in the past of pressing view and print, viewing the pay stub, printing out 2 copies, one for you, one for your employee, and handwriting the check for the net amount of this pay stub. The last step is to press continue. By pressing continue, you enter the check number that is issued from your checkbook so that you can square out all the checks with your payroll summary. I would like to point out that you must always update us with your employees that are no longer in the payroll, or that were terminated, so that we may take them off from the payroll, as this may cause additional charges for your payroll subscription. The last thing I want to point out is you have access to the Payday tab and to the Reports tab. You click on Reports. Here you can get information such as your payroll summary, payroll details. You can also get information about your tax liability, which is a very useful thing. Your employer taxes are generally paid on a monthly basis unless you are told otherwise by our office. By clicking on tax liability, I can run reports. Let's just say that I'm paying the last month, and I update my report to get the information for October. And this will show me that on Form 941, which is the most common form, I have to pay $72 with 38 cents, which are later paid on EFTPS.gov. We have a video on how to pay via EFTPS.gov in another module. Always disregard the bottom section, since these payments we will instruct you on how to pay every quarter end. Just worry about the first section on Form 941, in which you see the breakdown for federal income tax, Social Security, and Medicare, and you will see the total amount on that form to pay on EFTPS.gov. Please make sure you contact our office if you have any additional information regarding this training module, or to make any suggestions in case you believe this is somewhat confusing for you. You have yourself a great day, and appreciate your time.